Hi everyone. Today we are going to start our next chapter, that is called Control and Coordination. This is actually chapter number 7 as per your textbook, and already we have finished one chapter before, that was life processes. So today I welcome all the students in our class because we are starting the new chapter, Control and Coordination. So let's see what will come actually in this chapter. First of all, we will discuss. So in this chapter actually we have to discuss about what is meant by control and coordination and why it is necessary, right? And as we have discussed in our previous chapter, that is life processes, and we have discussed about important processes that are necessary for the living of organism, right? Like our digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system. So these kind of the systems we have discussed already. So this is also related to the system, that is nervous system, right? Control and coordination, how we are controlling our body, or how our body is controlling the systems which are necessary or which are running in our body, and how they are coordinating with each other. Maybe in this system, in this thing, two systems can be coordinated with each other, and our body is having the control in our different functions, in our growth, or releasing some hormones, height, right? So whatever the things are happening in our body, that is when we are walking, when we are jumping, right, when we are balancing our body, or sometimes we are touching the hot objects, or we are removing the hand immediately. So these all are the how our body will know, our mind will know, the brain will know what will happening our around. So that is called stimuli, the response to the environment, response to the changes in the environment by our body, that is called the stimuli or coordination. So in this chapter we will just discuss about how our body is coordinating with the stimuli, with the surrounding, whatever the things are happening in our surrounding, how our bodies react, and how our body know whatever happening in our body, and how it is our brain is giving the functions to our body organs, to our muscles, to move, to remove the hands, to run, to jump, to do whatever the things, whatever the functions we have to, or whatever the action we have to take in that situation. That is, so this both the things will become here, and that is called the coordination. So all the things we will discuss in this chapter. So we will start with, first of all, stimuli. This is very important to know what is stimuli. The changes in the environment to which the living organism responds is called stimuli. Whatever the changes is happening in our environment, and how our body is reacting to these changes, that is called stimuli. An example like heat, cold, sound, smell, taste, touch, pressure, gravity, water, etc. Whatever the changes are happening, the environment is become very hot, the environment is become very cold, sometimes the sound waves are coming very in a high intensity, sometimes we smell something good, good smell, sometimes some bad odor, and sometimes we taste some sweet, whatever the things we are eating. So how our brain, or how we going to know the taste of the food, that is also come in this. Again, touch, if somebody is touching to us, we feel somebody is touched to us. Or pressure, somebody is applying a pressure in our hand or somewhere, so it is also come in that. And gravity and water, we feel. So while we are touching to some objects, and while we are feeling, and when we are looking, our eyesight, so this all the things is come into the stimuli. And according to that, if the living organism responds to the stimuli in the form of body movement, right, whatever the changes we are finding, or some, that is, if sometime we are having some problems or some harmful situations, so how our body is replying or responding to the stimuli, that is in the form of movement. We do some movement, and we will, if suppose you have put your hand on some hot object, so immediately we remove our hand from that hot objects, without knowing that, and without thinking more to remove the hand, immediately our body will remove the hand from that place. That is a movement. So to respond to the stimuli, our body will do such kind of the movements. If we see some means risky things, or if we see some danger thing, so we will run away from there, the situation which is danger for us. So that is the movement. To responding to that stimuli, our body will do the movement, and that is also come in this stimuli, right? And now we will see what is coordination, how we are coordinating in the surrounding situations inside our body, how the organs or the systems are coordinating, because whatever the changes are happening in around the body, or in our around the body, whatever the things are happening, whether it is cold, whether it is hot, whether it is something good or bad, taste, smell, so this all the situation in our body have to be moved. So how it is knowing in our body and how we are coordinating, so this is all come under this. So now we will start the coordination. So for a proper response to a stimulus, many organs in the body should work together, right? We know right now, we know, okay, there is something harmful for us or there is something good for us, and we want to reply to that situation, we want to reply in that situation. So we have to move our muscles, we have to move our body, we have to do something movement. So this, so how, what are the processes are happening in our body, so for that we having different kind of the organs, they have to come together, they have to work together, they have to work in partnership. If they are working together, then only this movement will be possible, proper movement will be possible. So that is why in this coordination, coordinating means we have to understand, or we have to work together. So in our body, in this situation, our some organs, different organs or different systems, they are coming together and they are working together. So that is called coordination. How they are coordinating, the organs are coordinating with each other to perform such kind of the movements, that is called coordination. The working together of the various organs in an organism to produce a proper response to a stimulus is called coordination. They are working together in our body, the organs are working together to create such kind of the response, to create such kind of the response which is necessary to take out our body from that changes, or to be make our body safe from the external environment if it is harmful for us. So that is why the some organs will come together, they will work together, and the situation is, or the things is called coordination. So that is the main things, stimuli, and what are the response from our body, and to give the response to our body in the form of movement, some organs have to become together and work properly. So that is called the coordination. Now in animals, if you are talking about the coordination or this system in the animals, so control and coordination is done by the nervous system and endocrine system. Like we are also the animals. So in all the animals, how they are coordinating and how they are handling to the situation, how they are responding to the stimuli. So they are having the systems. Number one, nervous system, and number two, endocrine system. This system already we have know what is meant by the nervous system. It will include the parts, organs like brain, spinal cord. So that is come under the nervous system. And endocrine system, we are having such kind of the glands are there in our body. They are releasing several enzymes, and that are also helping in the coordination. So these two systems are in our body to tackle this kind of the situation and to maintain the coordination in our body. In the animals, that is nervous system and endocrine systems. Or if we are talking about the plant, so plant doesn't having this kind of the spatial kind of the system, but plant control and coordination is done by a chemical substances. They are having such some different or spatial kind of the substances or chemical substances that is called plant hormones or phytohormones. So plant having a special kind of the hormones. With the help of this special kind of the hormones, plant also doing the coordination in their body. Plant also having the coordination and control and coordination. Plant also handling some such kind of the situation with the help of some organs. Plant doesn't having the brains, and plant doesn't having the nervous system or endocrine system, but plant having the special kind of the hormones. So by releasing some hormones, and that also called the phytohormones, plant is handling this coordination system. So that is in the plants. Okay. Now we will move towards the next slide. In this we will see coordination in animals, right. Now until this we have discussed about what is stimuli, what is coordination, and how it is happening in the plant and animal. So first of all we will start with coordination in animal, in our body, how in an animal's coordination, control and coordination is done by a nervous system and endocrine system. These are the two systems, like we have discussed before, several systems in the life processes, but these two systems why we are discussing separately, why we have not added this endocrine system or the nervous system in the life processes, because this is having such other importance in the coordination, right. So this is the nervous system and endocrine system we will discuss now. The nervous system, we will start with the nervous system and what it is consists, which organs are there in the nervous system. First of all the brain is there, spinal cord and nerves. These are the three basic organs which are working together and in the system of coordination and in the system of nervous system. So brain is very important in this system, spinal cord and nerves. So we will discuss in the detail what is brain, what is spinal cord, what is nerves, and before that we will just divide these all the things into two parts. That is, number one we will see receptors, and what is the meaning of receptors means the organs which is receiving something, that is why it is called the receptors. So what are the things which are receiving some information are the sense organs which receive the stimuli and passes the message to the brain or spinal cord through the sensory organs or sensory nerves. Receptors, they are receiving such kind of the signals or the organs which are receiving the stimuli. And what is stimuli? Whatever the happening around us, cold, hot, heat, water, pressure, these all are the stimuli. So we are having some sense organs which are sensible, which can be sense the stimuli. So they are just receiving the stimuli and they are passing that message, whatever the stimuli they receive. If in the example we can say in our hands, skin is a sense organ. So if we have touched some hot object, so this skin cells will receive the information, there is a more heat, there is more temperature, and that is dangerous for our body. So that whatever the information they receive, they will transfer the message to the brain or a spinal cord through the sensory nerves. And the nerves, that are the things that is required to transfer the message from the sense organ to the brain, from the sense organ to the spinal cord, that our brain come to know what are the situations are happening around the body, and then brain will decide which kind of the action we have to take, and brain again will send some messages that will again come to and reach to the muscles, and muscles will be move and muscles will take such a proper action. So we will see the example of the receptors. So number one example of the receptor, that is photoreceptors. What is mean by the photoreceptors? In this eyes to detect the light. Photo means light. So our eyes is also one of the sense organ. So eyes is receiving the photo or the lights, that is why it is also called the photoreceptor, because this is eye. When we are coming in a bright light, our brain come to know there is a bright light. When we are coming in the environment which is having the less light, so these eyes are the sense organ which are detecting the light and it is giving the information to the brain. So that is why it is number one receptor. Number two, phonoreceptor, in the ears to detect the sound. Our ears is also come under the sense organ. So ears receiving the sound, we are receiving the sound, loud sound, sometime a less frequency of the sound, sometime good voice from some person. So how our brain come to know that sound are loud, sound are low volume, some disturbing sound, some good sound. So that are all will receive by our sensory receptor and our sense organ, that is ears. So it is called the phonoreceptor. Next we will see olfactory receptor, that is in the nose to detect the smell. Our nose is also one of the receptor or sense organ. So what it will receive, what the smell. Sometimes we feel some bad smell, sometimes we feel some good smell. So that is detected or that is collected by or received by the olfactory receptor. These receptors are present inside the nose to detect the smell. Alright. The next is gustatory receptors in the tongue. That is this kind of the receptors are present in our tongue, and our tongue is responsible to detect the taste. So whatever the food we are eating, whether it is sweet, salty, bitter, so what are the taste are there, or spicy, we have our this gustatory receptor that are present in the tongue. It will detect that and it will send the message in the form of impulse that will receive or reach to the brain, and we come to know what we are eating and what is the taste of the food, right? So that is come under the gustatory receptor. The next thing, or the next receptor is tango receptor. Now what is the tango receptor? It is present in the skin, and the function is to detect the touch. Whenever we are having such kind of the touch, any kind of the touch, we feel it, we understand somebody is touching to us, somebody is pinch to us. So that is because of this receptor, that is called tango receptor, which is present inside our or in all our skin. That is why our skin is sensible, that is why the skin is sense organs. So these are the 5 sense organ, and related to this 5 sense organ we having 5 receptor, because this sense organ are receiving the information, they are detecting the stimuli what is happening around us. That is why it is come under the receptor, and these are the proper noun or proper names of that receptor, that is photoreceptor, phonoreceptor, olfactory receptor, gustatory receptors, and tango receptors. So this is very important to remember this kind of all the names of the receptor, and I request all the students to please note down all these 5 receptors and understand what is a receptor, because the receptors there to receive the stimuli, and then our body will be react on it. This receptor will receive the information, stimuli, and send it to the brain. So the next function by effector. These organs are the sense organ which are receiving the information, that are whatever the stimuli is happening, what is happening around us, they are sending the message to the brain and spinal cord. Then our brain will take the appropriate action, and the brain will give the orders that have to become finally to the effector. That is, effector means they are having the effect from the brain, and they have to do such kind of the movement. So the effector are the muscles and the glands which responds to the information from the brain and spinal cord through the motor nerves. Now the effector are the finally the organs, the muscles which are doing movement. When we feel some hot object, so our sense organ have received the information and send it to the brain. Our brain have taken an appropriate action and giving the message, return message to the muscles, and then muscles will be moved and we can move our hand from that place. So that is a effector. What are the exactly the muscles or the organs which are doing the physical function, that is called the effector. Information from the brain and spinal cord, and that receives through the motor nerve. This is the motor nerve which responsible to bring the message from the brain. We having sensory neurons that are taking the messages from our receptors, and they are sending to the brain, right? When the brain is having the appropriate order that are sent by the motor nerve, this is also one of the type of the nerves, and one having the mixed nerve. So these are the basic 3 type of the nerves we will discuss right now. So what is sensory nerves? So the nerves are which are responsible to carry the information from the receptor, from the sense organ to the brain and spinal cord. We have already seen what are the receptors. So when the receptors are having the information what is happening around us regarding the stimuli, so they are collecting the information, and there is a sensory nerves. Neuron is a single cell, but nerves are collected with the such kind of the neurons. So this sensory nerves, they are collecting the information from our receptor, from our sense organ, and they are sending and they are forwarding this message and information to the brain or spinal cord. So that is come under the sensory receptor, because they are coming from the sense, they are having the information from the sense organ. That is why the name has given sensory receptor or sensory nerves, right? The word is also helpful for remember. The information collecting from the sense organ, that is why it is called sensory nerve. right? And nerves are responsible to take the information and send it to the brain, or otherwise from brain to organs. Now the second one is motor nerve. These are the types of the nerves. Number one is sensory nerve, number two is motor nerve. Now what is motor nerve? The motor nerve are the nerves which carry the information from the brain and the spinal cord to the effector like muscles and glands. When our sensory nerves having the information collected from the receptor, it is given to the brain. Now brain have taken an appropriate action and the information is given by the brain to the muscles or to some glands. So that is bringing back with the help of the motor nerves. There is not a single nerves or the same kind of the nerves in the body that are bringing the message also to the brain and taking the message from the brain and giving to the our organs or the glands. That is not happening because it is having the two-way communication. So that is why they are having different kind of the nerves. So one is sensory, which are taking the messages from the organs providing to the brain, and motor nerves are responsible to bring back the message, or the you can say the order which is given by the brain and it is provided to the organs or the receptors, organs or the glands where the action have to be done, right? This is the site of action. So this is called the motor nerve, right? So now we will move towards the next slide. In this slide we having a detailed diagram of about our nervous system. What are the means how it look like, how it is present in our body. So we will see in detail right now. So what is that actually? We have already seen different kind of the systems are there, like especially in our circulatory system we have seen there are the nerve, there are some arteries, there are some veins, there are some capillaries. So they are spreaded throughout the body. So same like that we are having nerves also, and these nerves are spreaded throughout in our body. So this all the lines are showing different kind of the nerves are there. This is the brain. From the brain there are several kind of the nerves are coming out and they are shown in the red lines. These all are the red lines are showing the nerves. These are the nerve system, and all the nerves are come together and it will make the nervous system. So this all the red lines you are going to see here, that are our nerves, and collectively it is called the nervous system. In that you can be start from the cerebrum. These are the part of the brain, cerebrum, cerebellum. From there this is the spinal cord. In between the major lining you are seeing here. So this from the brain to up to here lower portion of the body, that is all come under the spinal cord. It is called spinal cord. Here all the nerves from the body, it is connected to the spinal cord, and spinal cord only the connection between our whole the body to the brain. So this is the connection, whatever the information are bring toward the spinal cord from the periphery system or peripheral nervous system, that are reach toward the spinal cord first, and afterward from spinal cord it is given to the brain. Suppose you detect something, you have touched some hot object over here. So the information from the periphery system or the PNS, right, peripheral nervous system. So the nerves take the message and it will meet to the spinal cord here, and then spinal cord will take that message and provide to the brain. So this is the system. We will discuss in the detail what is central nervous system and what is peripheral nervous system. So that is actually the red, all the red line you are going to see here, that will come under the nervous system. And it is also somehow given the names also related, like the nerves are present in this part. So that is the bone name also, radius ulna, you have already learned in the our skeletal system. So that is ulnar nerves, it is related to the bone also. Lumbar pelvis, that is the region is called the lumbar region. So that is why it is also given the name lumbar pelvis. And radial and medial, right. So these all are the nervous system, these all are the nerves that is are coming into this system, and we are going to study in detail in our next part. So but in this diagram just I want to request all the students just understand how it look like, how it is spreaded in our body, same like our arteries and veins. the nerves are spread in our body, throughout the body, and that is called the nervous system, right? And it is especially having the brain. Whatever the three major organ we have to keep in mind, that is number one brain, number two spinal cord, right, from brain to up to here, this is number one, and this is number two, and number three the nerves. Whatever the all the red lines are showing here, these all the red lines, you can say these are the nerves. So this is number three. These three organ, you can say these three things you have to keep in mind in the nervous system. You have to be understand this two or three things: brain, spinal cord, and nerves, right? So now we will move to the next slide. In the next slide we will start with the human nervous system. Right now we are just looking about the nervous system in the animals. So especially in the animals we are going to talk about the nervous system in the human, because all the animals are having such kind of the systems which is helping them to understand what are happening around them, what are the stimuli are there, and they are responding to their body from their body. But especially we have to know in this chapter the nervous system of humans only, because all the other animal also have that, but it's not possible to understand or to study in detail about each and every organism's nervous system. But we are going to study about the nervous system of the human beings here. So right, we have divided into such parts. So number one, in A point we will start with parts of the nervous system. Whatever the parts are there which are responsible and which are working in the nervous system, that is in the human nervous system, that consists of the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. This actually also you can say we can divide the human nervous system into two parts. These are the basic two types of the nervous system which are present in our body. Number one, central nervous system. Number two, peripheral nervous system. To remembering in short, you can say CNS and PNS. C for central nervous system, P for peripheral nervous system, right? The words itself can explain. Center means it is present in the center of the body. Peripheral means peripheries, that are the hands and legs. We can say also that are the peripheral, the nervous system which are present in the peripheral area of the body, that are hands and legs, right? So we will start one by one. So number one, we will see the central nervous system consists of the brain and spinal cord, and number two, the peripheral nervous system, it consists of the cranial nerves arising from the brain and spinal nerves arising from the spine. In that you have to be just remembering some different new things, like consist of the cranial nervous system. What is mean by the cranial nerves? Nerves, already I told you, collectively more than one neuron will attach together and it will make the nerves, right? So the nerves which is coming from the brain. What is mean by the cranial? Cranial means this is the cavity. This is the word you can understand if you talk about this area, our head. So it is called the cranial. So cranial cavity is there. So cranial means from the brain, or the cavity which is protecting the brain, that is called cranial cavity. So the nerves are coming from the brain. It is called the cranial nerves. So it consists of the cranial nerves and arising from the brain. What are the cranial nerves? They are arising from the brain and spinal nerves arising from the spine. So this two the new points or new things you have to be understand. What is the cranial nerves? The nerves which are arising from the brain, and the spinal nerves, the nerves arising from the spinal cord, right? Because in the central nervous system, I told you the system, or in the CNS, the main organ are, you have to keep in mind, that is your brain and spinal cord. This will come under the CNS, right? So in CNS, one from brain, one from spinal cord. So the nerves are arising from the brain, and the nerves are arising from the brain. It is called cranial nerves, because the cavity is also called the cranial cavity. So that is why it is called the cranial nerves, number one. And number two, the spinal cord. So the nerves are arising from the spinal cord. It is called the spinal nerves. So these two things you have to keep in mind when we are talking about the central nervous system. These two nerves are there, or in peripheral nervous system, in the peripheral nervous system, the cranial nerves arising from the brain and the spinal nerves arising from the spine, right? In the central nervous system only the organs, the brain and spinal cord only, that's it. But in the peripheral nervous system we are also having the nerves which are arising from the brain and the nerves which are arising from the spinal cord. This will come under the peripheral nervous system, right? So due to the time binding, we will stop here and we will start our next session, or whatever the remaining points we will see in the next lecture. Okay, so see you in the next lecture. Take care.